But now I will carry on and introduce you to reading in CSV data from online sources. And the thing is that I'm not going to cover things like web scraping and all, and these are well formatted CSV data, but they are hosted online as opposed to being. So as you can see, this is my CSV file, but instead of having an actual physical CSV file on my system, this has been hosted on GitHub, and this is what CSV data really look like. And you have country separated by a comma, salary separated by a comma, happiness separated by a comma, and so on. So these are comma separated values, and therefore, and essentially when we did not have this comma, we had problems before this. So in order to read in these data straight, I could try to put it in a physical CSV file on my system, or I can read it straight from the bespoke link using the library rcurl. And rcurl is what helps us read in data from online sources, and these need to be well formatted data. So I will now urge you to go right ahead and install the package rcurl. And since I have it, I'll just read in the library. And let us see. Okay, the data, they have been read in: country, salary, happiness, the same things that you saw over there. And sometimes we can have CSV files with metadata information. That is very common in sciences. So the top bits that you see, these are not data, these are metadata, and they tell you what these data are about. So we don't want to read in these top few lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. We don't want to read in the first 7 lines because our data, it starts from here. In this case, we will do the same, and we want the header is equal to true because we want the column names, and we will skip the first 7 rows or the first 10 rows or the first whichever rows you don't know, which you don't want in your analyses. So skip function that allows us to skip a given number of rows from the top. Let us just see. Now the data have been read in: date, day number, NO2, and so on. And then let us just read in one final CSV, and this CSV comes from the gov.uk website. So it has the column name, it has row data, and this is the former Prime Minister of United Kingdom, and we can even scroll to see what is present in the other columns. So this is from, the gift that he received, value, and so on, and this is essentially how we scroll across the data frame. So in this lecture, we have covered all the different ways, or most of the different ways, of reading in some of the most common data formats that you will encounter out there. And after completing this lecture, you should be able to read in different types of data, so data from different sources. Now we will carry on and look at indexing and subsetting our data frame based on conditions.